challenges is just to build you up so that you can change how you're supposed to work, and then you improve your work.
I am a rapid response team coordinator working for IRDNC. What we do is basically implementing lion human conflict mitigation measures in several conservancies of the south of the northwest of Namibia. We have a few mitigation measures that we implement in the hotspots or in the conservancies we work in. We work in Puros Conservancy, Sesfontein, Anapep, Tora, Chisep. Yeah, those are the main conservancies that we work in. And what we do basically, we have a few measures like the cross, the lion or predator-proof crawl as number one. We put crawls with shade nets that are able to prevent lions from coming in or jumping into the crawl. Tall enough, strong enough crawls, and as a last defense to the conflict. We put this at hotspot, at areas where lions conflict are very much high compared to others. So we would want to put at all hotspots, yeah. And we have rovers into our cars. This is just for communication purposes, because everything that happens to the locker or to our geofence, we also have started with geofencing around the hotspots. So if lion comes over into an area, let's say within 5 kilometers, it gives it reports to our phones or to the rover within the car, especially when you are at an area where there is no network. The rover is used for that. And we have the rapid response team. These are the guys like myself and my colleagues that we work together for IRDNC, that are there just to support the rangers and the conservancies, because not all the conservancies have the cars and the staff to do the thing. But so we have the rapid response team and the rangers as well, which are actually basically the foot and the eyes of the whole system on the ground. In informing the farmers as when lions and predators are moving in the area and so on. Yeah, basically that's what we have as our mitigation measures. If lions cause problems or they are just moving in the area, you make sure before you go back it's safe again for the farmers. Safe, we mean within close distance, within 5 kilometers, that farmers can move freely and they can move their livestock and there are no lions. So if a lion moves out of the area, then that's when you move out. But basically what we come to do is making sure it's safe for the farmers again by maybe scaring the lions off, especially when they are coming at farms, and having the nights out with the farmers just to make sure it's safe again for them.
Response team, their actual title is Human Wildlife Support Team. So that is not just about lions, okay? This is about human wildlife conflict all over. So we are talking also about elephants, and of course we know in parts of the Kunene areas, but particularly the eastern Kunene highlands, we've got a dramatic increase in elephants. And so that is also part of our responsibility that we have to take part. One of our guys, Alu, is fast becoming an incredible specialist in that direction as well. So much so that the ministry contact him when there are problems and call-outs, because, you know, to go and help and assist.
Thank you. Quickly tell us a little bit about yourself and what is it that you do with the IRDNC?
Yeah, I'm from Puros, and I'm coordinating the elephant program, what they call it, Human Wildlife Supports Unit, on western part of the conservancies. Yeah, so that is my job, what I'm doing currently now. Conservancy like Puros, Konjombo, Ochu West, Ongongo. That is the conservancy who was left out because of the supporting of human wildlife conflict, whereby sometimes when the elephant move to that conservancies, when they come back to Puros, they come injured. Is where now we put a focus on it and look why they have been injured. What is the problem? What is the cause of that injury? We will observe that the most problem what the elephant cause there so that it can be injured is because of they go to the garden of the people or even to the borehole. You know, the Himbas, they are still waiting, using that borehole. So that is the most important things, and some of the places is non-conservancies members. So those who have still not that mind of conservation, and we are approach them to try to teach them as well, so that they can understand what is the concept of the conservation, and what is the importance of the elephants, and why we protect the elephant. So we do kind of some of awareness meetings and community meetings and do the patrols with the game guard so that we can go to look on that different places to tell them what is the elephant on the area. But they do step by step understand what is the elephant for them. The conservancies which is close by, like Ongongo and Etanga, it's between the two places which is non-conservancies members. Okay. And that is the people who cause mostly problem because of their garden. And that is the whole scenario. But as I speak now, I was there for a couple of weeks, but they are coming better. I mean, the people, they understand why we try to conserve the wildlife, especially the elephants and stuff. Yeah, I think for me it was very important. When I were doing awareness meeting at school at Ongongo, whereby I heard from the principal that the two young boys, I think 7 to 8 years, they were tracking the elephant, tried to catch on their tail, which is not good for me. And I called those guys, the two boys, and asking them whether they know the elephant. No. So it was the first time for them to see that. And for me, I was thinking that I still need to have more awareness meetings to the school, to the villages, different villages, and instead for them to encourage what kind of, what is the problem with the elephant, what is the elephant in himself, what is his behavior, all those things I need to tell the people so that they can understand. So I think, but for me, really that is very important, especially for the youngsters, yes. Especially for those places, for the Himba villages, because for them it's the first time to see the elephant, and they don't know what is the behavior of the elephant. So you need them to train them what is the elephant himself before they can go ahead with the elephant. But they do understand the conservation, especially the places who have conservancies. So I think for me, the more we do awareness, I think the more they will understand the whole conservation thing.
Yes, my name is Linus Bomboro, working for RTNC as a Human Wildlife Support Team Unit. Do more response, just to buy and provide to help these, at least to minimize the human wildlife conflict problems. So, but it helps. And then most of the time we take rangers out in the field. Just when they get some information, or if they get some trucks is going down to the farmer side, because there is some lion which is not collared, and there is some lion which is collared. But those which is collared is fine because they report to the early warning system. So those which is not collared, so is that one with the rangers going directly to the farmers on the ground to say, guys, this side the lion is coming from west. Please, can you take your livestock to the south or to the east, because this side the lion is very close. The other activities what we're doing also as a response team, beyond the patrols and beyond the response, we also encourage the communities about the human wildlife conflict, and also we have kind of trainings with the communities just to tell them about the lion itself, what is the importance of the lions, so that they cannot there to say lion is not for us, lion is for the response team, so that we all together take care out of. So, and yes, in the meeting, in some of the trainings, you get most of positive questions. This is part of the challenges. Challenges is just to build you up so that you can change how you're supposed to work, and then you improve your work. So that is basically most what we have as the challenges in human wildlife conflict.
There is a theoretic knowledge of the biological side of the animal, how the behavior of the animal and so on. That's what you get taught, and then how to identify the tracks of females and males and so on, or differentiate the tracks from other tracks. And then sometimes you also get to be trained, depending on the area, to identify how long is the tracks when you are seeing them on the ground, the things to look at, if they are new tracks or they are old tracks and things like that, and how you can actually be safe around the animals in response to their behavior. So behavior analysis is quite a big part of our training. Our biggest challenge is that we have a big area that we have to cover, and we are only a small number of people. Let's say from one conservancy to another, you have 7 conservancies, but you have to move between 200 to 400 kilometers between conservancies. And this is a big area to cover, and you have only perhaps 3 vehicles and a few staff. So even when you have rangers out there at whatever hotspot, it's very difficult for them to go anywhere if they are not coming, if there is no transport within that can also assist them covering the areas. Because lions are everywhere in these hotspots that I'm talking about, and these hotspots are very far from each other. The distance for us, it looks like maybe 200 kilometers between 2 hotspots is not that much. But for us, it's a big challenge because of the roads and the terrains. Basically, when you drive, on average, you'll be driving between 4 and 6 hours for 200 kilometers. So for us, it's quite a big challenge. Yeah, it's a big challenge. Because of the area is very much big, and we feel the lions' problems is also stretched out in this whole area. So the first thing is more personnel, more staff, and more vehicles. At least we have 3 vehicles in this big area. If we had at least even a vehicle at, let's say, at the 5 conservancies, that would be a great start, because then at least every conservancy is taken off, it's taken care of. So that's one thing. And the rangers themselves, they need boots or the full uniform, they need binoculars, they need to record the incident, which means they need the GPS, so they need cameras. Yeah, these kind of things are things which are needed. But I think where we are is we are at the start. But what we need and what we have to do to accomplish this, or to get over on top of this, is quite a lot, like the vehicles, the staff, and the uniforms, the camping equipment. The other things which are needed, I think we also need to still go deep into the crawling system, putting out crawls, more crawls, and the early warning, like the locusts at the hotspots, because that's what assists farmers at their site directly, other than waiting for something that has to come from somewhere. But if they have crawls and the locusts or the towers for early warning, then they are quite assisted there.